This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting. I'm joined by Wade Plem over Zoom. It's been a little bit of time. It's the first one I'm doing on Zoom for a while. The last one I saw you, Wade, was in Dallas at Jake Paul's fight just over a
Yeah.
month ago. You've been keeping well?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm finally at home, not traveling as much, which is always good. I'm not a big traveler like that. So I did it for the business stuff, but I needed to come home for a bit for sure.
I could travel for a good year, I think, before I get sick of it. I like it being on the road. When I'm at home, I get bored after 2 days. I'm like, no, I've had enough of this.
Nah, bro. I was once you're 19, right, Fred?
Hmm.
I was once 19 and would have loved, I'm sure, to travel the world back then. But now I'm a 30-year-old old man, dude. And now it's better to sit at home, play with my dog, and make videos. That's it.
How old's your dog now?
He's about to be 2. No, he turned 2 earlier in July, so he's 2 and some change.
Oh, okay. That's quite nice. It's
Okay.
still quite young. I thought we'd go
About
straight
to
into
get a
it.
new one, I
Oh,
think.
really? What dog?
I think either the same exact breed or a corgi.
Okay, what? And you obviously do dog training the whole palaver again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't mind it. I think it's a fun little time. Plus, it's always good to have little like Bo needs a friend. Sometimes he's up here bothering me all day while I'm trying to do my videos. He needs a friend to play with.
And who looks after your dog when you're away on these trips?
My brother and my mom.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, they
That's
take
not
care.
too bad then.
Honestly, I would say because he's basically my brother's dog, but I would say he's probably more my brother's dog because he's the one. Even when he's here with me, he'll come and sit while I'm doing work, but I'm not taking him to the beach all the time like that. My brother is, so it's like we share him. But if I get a dog, he's gonna be fully mine, and I'm gonna turn him into a monster.
Not too bad at all. We'll just head straight into it. We'll start with this on Twitter. Willie Sharp's tweeting at you. I'll read it out. I'm probably already seen it. I
I
don't
already saw
know
it.
why these bums even commentate or give their
Bums.
opinions on boxing. Way Plem, y'all sound dumb, and 90% of the time you should learn a thing from Fred Beck. I mean, wow. I mean, I agree a part of it. The ending statement I do agree with, but maybe the first part maybe not so slightly.
Yeah, listen. Someone said that I could learn how to snort off L's tits from Fred. I don't know what that meant.
We're talking about the tweet, Wade. We're talking about
Sorry, the tweet.
the
The tweet. Yeah, listen, I don't know. I assume that on a daily basis, I'm going to wake up to something on Twitter of another individual upset with me over an opinion I have in this scene. It is what it is, man. I don't remember saying anything disparaging about Waleed. I think all I really said was that you got to beat the champ to be the champ, and he's going to have to prove that on October 14th. But hey, if he doesn't like it, he doesn't like it, man. I'm never going to stop offering my opinions. People can get upset about it. They can get on Twitter about it. They can make videos about it. I'll respond. It's what I do. Like it or not, I'm here. You can't get rid of me.
Not too bad, not too bad. The more people on the scene, the better. Talking of people you've kind of been collaborating with, Sneako and Adin Ross, two people that I would love to interview, two people that I've never actually met or had any
Yeah.
sort of interaction to. We'll start with Sneako. What was he like?
Honestly, I know that he's got a lot of controversial stuff, maybe more than I actually knew at the time I did the stream. Which I think people, again, that's another thing people are like waiting to go morality police on me for things I don't even know most of the time. But with me, he was pretty dope. I mean, he was an individually pretty awesome dude to be around. He didn't really say anything crazy to me. He didn't have any kind of like, we were there to box. I brought him in to Jackrabbit Gym in Long Beach, and he was like, "Yo, I want you to train me." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not a coach, so I can't do that, but I can get you around my favorite coaches in this area." And yeah, man, put him through a session, and he seemed like he enjoyed it. So when I was around him, he was a pretty nice guy.
He seems like he wants to get into the scene. He just wants to up the levels of his
He
skill
said he
set
did. He said he
beforehand.
did. He said he wants to fight. Um, I just think it's more for him the same kind of position as like the big creators is like you can't take a fight with someone that's name is not on your quote unquote level, but you also can't step in there with a guy super experienced either. So it's like, who's that guy for Sneako? I told him I think I have some options for him, and we talked about it. I don't want to put it out publicly because I don't want him to or anybody to start like, oh, that's the fight when that's not probably going to happen. But I think there's a couple of options that he has that he could go forward with. But it's just going to be. I told him I was like, you got to get consistent. You got to be in a gym. Go down to Miami, find a gym, and get consistent, bro.
He needs to just have a set coach. I know he's kind of floating around doing lots of little things for content. He just need to have a set coach he sees like, I don't know, 3 times a
There's
week.
a ton of good ones in Miami too.
Mm,
So he should be fine down there if he really wants to do it. And I think again, I think he does. So we'll
I
see.
think so too. I think so too. I think he's great for the scene as well. He's perfect. Someone who's outspoken, heavily loved or heavily hated. Coming to the scene, he's perfect. Adin Ross as well. You were on his stream. I spoke to editor Christian, who I think is amazing.
Yeah,
Shout out Christian. He was saying that we'll start with this actually. That you got quite a big team now, Wade. You're quite a fancy pants nowadays. You got a lot of people coming in and out of your team.
fancy pants. What are you talking about?
And not one person, maybe it's changed, but not one person from your team thought it'd be a good idea to stream, still, sorry, to screen record the stream where you're talking to Adin Ross.
I know, bro. I was like, I didn't think about it. Here's the thing. Um, I was at, I think it's a shop out here. You guys don't know. It's called Big Five Sports. I was buying some kettlebells. I get a text from, I assume, one of Aiden's assistants. Yo, do you want to be on Aiden's stream in 30 minutes? I was like, okay. So drove back home. We didn't have a lot of time to get it set up. I should have screen recorded it, but we don't have a crazy big team, Fred. We have myself, Christian Mundo, Leo Ains, um, Perza, aka my boy Jason, and my mod squad. But that's it.
So,
We run a
I
tight
mean,
ship over here.
that's 5 people.
Well, the mod squad is just more my mod team for like live streams, but yeah, I mean we have 3 people, 3 editors, but it's a good team. We have a good team.
So how come you managed to get the full screen recording though? Where'd you get it from? Did someone just put it on YouTube and you got it off there?
I asked Aiden's people for it.
Oh, so how do they, so they stream on Kick and they have a automatic stream that
I
saves
don't know
it.
what they do, but they got it out so quick. I got off the stream. He was still streaming. 2 hours later, he had the video on his channel like that.
Oh
I was
wow.
like, damn, son, I don't know what they're doing. I mean, it was probably just, I mean, it's, you think about it, it's super easy. You just cut it and post it. You know what I mean? There's really no edits that need to be done to it. Throw the little subscribe, GFX on there. But um, they're just quick, super quick. We do the same stuff on Kick. We're not that quick, but I usually send that stuff to Leo since he's in the UK. He gets it done. It's usually in my folder the next morning so that we can turn videos around pretty quickly.
Yeah, I remember watching the Adin Ross KSI Jake Paul Tommy Fury stream, and that was out really, really fast. Even while I was
Bro,
still
we
Adin Ross meets KSI, that video is already online so
we
fast.
tried, Sensei and I tried to do a breakdown on that thing, and it was cursed, bro. We spent probably 5 hours trying to re-record it 3 different times. Sensei broke his camera. My storage filled up on my computer. We never got it done. We tried to record it like 4 separate times and we never did. But that one was a funny one. That was like genuinely, I enjoyed that. We might still go back and do it, but it's like um at this point I don't know if it's worth it. But
How's FaZe Sensei doing? Because has he disappeared off the planet? Because he ain't replying to any of my DMs.
no, he doesn't. I told you, bro. This is what he does. It's
He's
not a
bougie.
personal thing,
FaZe
obviously.
Sensei's bougie nowadays.
He's not bougie. That he's the opposite, bro. He lives under a rock. When we're on the breakdown and we're covering videos and I'm like, yo, did you see this? He genuinely hasn't seen it. Like, he's seeing stuff for the first time when I show it to him on our video.
That's quite good then, actually, because
Whereas-
you get the raw reaction.
Exactly. Exactly. Because he's in the dojo for 6, 7 hours a day. So it's like he comes out of the dojo and he's like walks in, he's ready to freaking see what happened on, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like a TV show for him. He's like, tell me what happened.
That's quite good,
Um,
to be fair. That's good. That's a good dynamic um,
yeah.
about it. But the breakdown, you guys been crushing it on there. Videos out every other day almost. The views skyrocketed.
Fine. YouTube is hoeing us out, man. They don't want that. They don't want us to survive and thrive out here, bro. Hitting us with limited ad freaking space, 18 plus restrictions, all this bullshit. It's all right though. We gonna keep thriving, buddy. The breakdown, I'm gonna say it here. The breakdown will be the biggest sports show on YouTube in a matter of 2 to 3 years.
Mm. What sports are you
Two,
going to
three
put on
years.
the breakdown? I know you've had a few different
Trying
sort of
we
things.
have to expand. We have to expand, and we're working on that. But obviously influencer boxing is the main deal right now, but MMA, pro boxing, American football, maybe a little bit of basketball. We'd actually like to do a little bit of covering the entire YouTube scene as well. Like when something goes down, it's a big deal. I think it'd be fun to cover that kind of stuff. Kind of like is it Abba and Preach that do that? I think Abba and Preach do some stuff like that. Legend of Winning and Agent have a channel like that. I think we could incorporate some of that stuff.
Okay, all right, that's good. I guess then it's expanding, making things even bigger than they already are. Let's go
Facts.
to some news though. Joe Weller posted a pad work footage. I
Saw
can only
that.
assume he's coming back in the
Saw
ring.
that.
It's good to have him back
I
out there.
think Joe should get back in, bro. I mean, if he, granted, if he wants to, you know what I'm saying.
I think it makes
Uh,
sense. I think it's money to be there for made for Joe Weller.
yeah, I think there's a ton of money to be made. I think he's a guy that deserves. If there's money to be made, it deserves to go into his pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like the guy birthed this scene. Him and Theo. I saw Theo was getting probably another hip surgery. That guy should be. I know he hasn't any interest in this, but there should be some sort of position for him in this scene somewhere. I don't know what it would be, but him and Joe, just by the nature of them being OGs, should have some position in this scene.
Even if it's just being a commentator or being a pundit.
Commentator, like I don't know, something, some sort of like I don't know, assistant or like someone that helps out on the creative side, maybe the YouTube side, someone that JJ could like if you were talking about a small council, maybe not on the like make a fight stuff, but like on a like a small council for YouTube content, like a brain trust, they could definitely do that. Like they're YouTubers, they get the game. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mm.
think that there's got to be some position for them in there. I don't know. It just feels like they should. They're
Who,
OGs.
who should Joe Weller come back and fight if he is to fight again? Which I reckon he will, but who do you reckon he should fight after?
Well, he wanted Deji for the longest. I heard. I think that's probably out of reach right now. I mean, it when I say out of reach, it's probably out of reach skill wise, but they would probably do that fight. If Deji said yes, they would do that fight. Um, but I don't think that's who he should come back and fight. He should come back and fight someone like um Halal Ham,
You want a bigger name?
potentially.
I think you want a bigger name than Halal Ham, I reckon.
But give me one that's gonna work for him
You
that
need
isn't
someone
already more
big.
experienced.
Yeah,
Who?
I reckon. I don't know. You need someone big because he's a big name himself. And he can box, Joe. Joe's not actually that bad of a boxer.
No, it's not. It's not that he's a bad boxer, but you can't put him in with guys that have been consistently training it for 5 years now.
Yeah.
You gonna throw him in there with Dej? You gonna throw him in there with Saul Poppy? And
I
throw him
like
in there
the
with
Deji one.
Slim?
The Deji one's good. But then Deji
Deji's a good name, but I don't think that Joe does what he can't show his best self in that first one. I think you get Joe a fight and then you give him Deji.
the return of Faye Sensei.
That's would be terrible for Joe. That is not what Joe wants. Don't do that to Joe. That's worse than putting him in with Deji.
Oh, so do you think
Terrible.
Do you think Faye Sensei is a better boxer than Deji?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't that's he's a better boxer than most of the guys in the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not a slight at Deji at all. That's just he's been doing this. He's just a naturally talented fighter.
Do you reckon he'll make a return? Yeah, I reckon he will at some point.
No.
Faye Sensei.
Well, you can never say never, but right now it's not on his mind. You know.
Hmm. There's money to be made. I reckon he will. I reckon at some point,
Yeah,
somewhere.
the guy doesn't operate just around money, though. You know.
Of course, I know. But then,
But it's like he for Isaiah, what he likes is something that gets him excited. You know what I'm saying? Like all these guys for sure, but like for him, there was talks for a bit about a Floyd Mayweather thing, and dude, he would not shut up about it. It was like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, "Oh, I'll do it for free. I don't care." You know what I'm saying? Because that's just bucket list stuff to him. You know, so for him, it's gonna have to be. You're gonna have to like obviously money would have to be there, but you're gonna have to give him something to get excited about that isn't just like money. you know.
Yeah, that's true. The Floyd Mayweather fight wouldn't be too bad at all. Let's just go straight into Misfits 009. I won't keep you here for too long, but just give me a slight kind of your positives, your negatives of that show.
There weren't many negatives, to be honest. Not that I can think of. Maybe the arms fight was probably like, oh shit, okay. Well, that was a lot different. But it's hard to know until like in retrospect, you look back on that fight and you're like, well, that was probably a mismatch, but you didn't know that beforehand. I thought it was a positive card. I thought they did a good job with the Salt Poppy and Slim reveal. And I think they've done a good job of not using that too much, because if you use that too much, you get like the whole um, played out kind of deal. But they didn't do that. They kept that one special for those two. The reveals were good, fights were good. I mean, some mismatches, but you knew that going in. Like Gabe and Ben, you knew it was a little bit of a mismatch. But all in all, I thought it was a good card, man. I think as out of the non-pay-per-views, it was one of the better ones.
What do you make of the WWE stick with Slim, Salt Pappy, and KSI?
I thought it was good. I thought it was good. Like I said, you can't overdo it, right? You can only you use those very sparingly. But I thought it was good because and it worked for what they were trying to get across, right? Which was, bring the contract down. We'll sign it right now, Uh even though that thing had been signed probably like a week and a half to 2 weeks beforehand. But they got across the idea, which was now no running, no ducking, whatever. Here's the fight. You know what I mean? So I liked it. I think again, you don't do that for everyone. You make that special, and they did that for those two.
I like it when they incorporate kind of WWE acts into it. I think it makes it refreshing, something new, something
I just
entertaining.
hate what I hate is calling it a WWE act. I want Misfits to be its own thing. I don't want it to be looked at as like WWE light. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, but I feel like every business or anything in life, until it's got someone always compares it to something until it's at that level. Do you agree?
It's easy for us to compare it. I just don't want Misfits to look at it and go, how would, like, let's do WWE. I want them to be like, let's do something interesting.
Mm.
Let's change things up, but let's not. I don't want it to be like WWE light. You know what I'm saying? I
So
want them to. I want them,
what would be
and
an
it's just my
example?
opinion on it. But
What would be an example? Because that contract signing was very
I think
What would
I
be an
don't
example
want.
of yeah, doing it, but not having it similar
I
to
don't want it to look so. And when I say WWE, like if they were trying to do like a pro wrestling angle, then I'm like okay, but the WWE is represents to me a bit of a cheesy shtick. You know what I'm saying? Like we get like the crowd is in on the work. We all understand it's a work, but we're here to have a good time type of thing. I want if you're gonna work the crowd, work them. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Make them feel like that. Like because with the Salt Poppy and Slim thing, I think everyone knew this is done for the shtick. No one's actually signing a contract and making this official right now. Like we know that this is not. They're doing this for the entertainment value. But if you're going to do it, if you're going to work the people, if you're already making that choice to go pro wrestling, work them. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
Well, they were
Do
going like
something
this, I
where
guess, weren't
do
they? They were,
something
they were
where
going
do
like that.
something where Salt Poppy grabs the mic. You know what I'm saying? Comes out the crowd, grabs the mic. I'm sick of this bitch, Slim. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you have like the big reveal or whatever. But I don't know. I just don't want the. I like what they're doing with keeping things special because that's the big point is make things special. And they did that with Salt Poppy and Slim. So that one I give that one an A+. But I can say this now since I don't work over there anymore. There was a point where I was asked if I would do a WWE angle while I was with the company, and I
Hmm.
said no.
You can't say what it was.
Probably shouldn't, but it was essentially the big sticking point I had was like if I do that, right? And it's only really specific to me. If I do something that's clearly fake and act as if it's real and then jump on my channel and people ask me if it was fake or real, what do you think I'm going to say to them, Fred?
But you could argue Cole Grisham used to work for WWE, and now he's one of the biggest commentators in the world for the zone. And you could also argue that the age when Ashley Wett did that table kind of stunt almost, that was very WWE-esque as well.
Yeah, I didn't do that though.
You didn't know it was gonna happen whatsoever.
Zero.
So if you'd have caught Astrid and then she'd have been okay, they would have they would have had to fight, wouldn't they?
They would have had to. If I was quicker with my hands, they would have had to. And here's the difference with me and Todd. Todd doesn't run a YouTube channel where he's very opinionated and prides himself on his integrity when these type of things happen. You know what I'm saying? Like Todd is a part of the show because Todd wants to be a part of the show. If I'm a part of the show, I still have to be Wade Concept when I come back to my channel, which is
Yeah.
just me. You know, I can't be whatever guy on Misfits and then turn around and try to be me on my channel. I got to
Yeah.
be me both ways. So that's like the tough part. But like I said, I like surprises. I like interesting stuff, and I think Misfits operates in a place that's like so new that they're just trying stuff. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. But Misfit 009 and 10, they're both going to work.
Yeah, sounds pretty good then. Do you think we'll ever see your Misfits return ever? Is that on the
No,
cards? You
no,
don't?
no. And I know you have to ask, but it does get annoying, man. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I can only
It gets
imagine, to be
annoying.
honest.
And it's not just that it gets annoying for me. I'm sure you know what's probably hurt my case more than anything else? The fact that they're constantly asking Mams to have me back.
Is that not a good thing though? People are talking about you.
It is like on the surface of it, but how, Fred, if I asked you every single day the same question over and over, wouldn't you get tired of that question and maybe even resent that question? And
Oh,
maybe even
100%,
resent the people that are asking that question.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You just put a gun out, like Fred.
It's like, but bro, that's the same thing. Like you would, at a certain point, you would continue to feel, I don't know, I just continue to feel like there's people always asking this question. You're going to get pissed off about it. Like, dude, I'm tired of answering this. I've made my choice, and you're going to submit that choice more and more. Like, you're going to dig your heels into the ground more and more the more you're asked about it. You know what I'm saying?
So the next time someone asks you about the question, you go bang, and that's be
Oh,
unconscious.
it's not, by the way, I'm not
Like
talking
no
about
one
me.
dares ask me that question again.
I'm not going to give the KSI elbow, but not me. I get annoyed with it just because I don't really have any. There's nothing I can do. You're asking me like I have any choice in the matter at this point. I don't. I can say yes, and that doesn't mean anything. I can say no, that doesn't mean anything. And the real like overarching deal, I don't make the decision. But I think that Mams or whoever's asked about it gets asked so much that it's probably more annoying to them than it even is to me. And therefore, it's a big cycle of no, already told you, stop asking, ask again. Nope, already told you. And it just continues and goes and goes and goes until a point where it's like, yeah, we're never doing this.
Okay, I see. Moving swiftly on. Moving on. I want to write this actually because this is a very interesting point. A lot of when I was at the show in Newcastle about 2 days ago, I get a lot
Yep.
of people coming to me and saying, Fred, other media, they were like, Fred, do you not feel that Misfits Boxing and using up all their good cards and putting them all in, kind of doing an all-in poker move and putting all the best fights on the prime card and not saving any others? But then from Misfits' point of view, you can argue that they're going to be on the biggest stage, you're going to have all the fan bases, they'll create new stars from it. Where do you stand with that argument?
It's tough, man, because I've been on both sides of it. I thought that when they continue to put Deji on KSI's cards, I thought that that was maybe a misstep because I think Deji can headline his own card. But at the same time, like you're saying, they want, especially for the prime, like the prime card, you have to understand they are trying to make this thing the biggest thing ever, right? And that may be short sighted, but it also may not be because if you're on the prime card and you have an outstanding performance, the amount of eyeballs that are on that card can propel you to that next level just on that night. Remember what happened with Salt Poppy when he knocked out Josh Bruckner? Him just being on a card where KSI had eyes tuned in, you could argue got him the look of Eddie Hearn, of Manny Pacquiao, of all those people that were Ryan Garcia tweeting about him right after it happened. Would they have been watching if he was headlining a card? I don't know. Probably not. Right. Or at least, I don't know. But that is why these prime cards, or at least the prime card, is happening. Is like you want to make this one big moment, and hopefully, and I know they're kind of putting all their chips in here, but you kind of have to. Hopefully, someone has a star-making performance, and
Mm.
then you do have to move them out of kind of the shadow or the wing of KSI and put them on a headlining card. You do. But they have opportunities for that. They have Winterson now with the company. I'm sure they're going to do something in Brazil. He's already a star there. They can make a massive card out of that. You have, like I said, Salt Poppy's this close, in my opinion. Slim, same way. Dean Waleed, they're there as well. So there's a lot of guys. Kenny is on this card. So it's just who can make that star making performance. And then at a certain point, yes, you do have to trust those guys to sell on their own.
If KSI does lose to Tommy Fury on the prime card, how much does that affect Misfits?
I don't think it affects it too much. It may in like the casual viewing audience, like the pro boxing kind of thing. And there'll definitely be memes and there'll definitely be, a lot of talk after the fight, depending on what happens. But in the long run, I don't think it super affects Misfits. Like it doesn't kill Misfits or anything like that. It may just put a damper on influencer boxing to the casual audience that you're trying to build through. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It may get that casual audience to go, okay, well, we saw what happened when Jake did it with this guy. Now we're seeing this. It's confirmed these guys can't fight or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But as a core audience, I don't think the influencer boxing audience is going to just be like, well, it's over. No, they'll still be there. And KSI still is a massive star. What'll affect Misfits more than anything is just when KSI stops fighting.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to affect Misfits, not him losing, just when he stops. You know what I mean?
Okay. How much longer do you think KSI's got left? I guess that's quite a difficult question because then it depends on
1 year.
you 1 year, right?
1 year. I think. I think by 2020, let's see, we're in September. I'd say by 2025, KSI is done.
And then where's
It may
Misfits?
not even get
And
there.
where's Misfits 2 years after KSI stopped?
That's why you're hoping that someone comes out of this prime card, man. You have to, or if Logan, like you have the relationship with Logan now, if Logan stays around, you know what I mean? Like if Logan continues to box, you hope if you're Misfits, you hope he does it on your platform, right? And it's not just a one off with the prime card. I don't know how realistic that is, but for KSI, it just looks like it's Tommy, then it's Jake, and I don't really know what else is out there for him. Like
Mm,
a bunch of guys will call him out, but is that interesting to JJ? You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Okay.
Who is going to give like pique his interest? It doesn't
That's
seem like
fine.
anybody but Jake and Tommy.
I guess you got Conor McGregor there ringside as well, who I guess he will be there for fight night. So that could be
Yeah, but like
well,
that's not going to be the same, and you know that. Like JJ just showing up ringside is not JJ fighting. You know?
no. I mean Conor McGregor turning up at ringside for
Oh,
KSI.
Connor ringside. Yeah, I've
That could
heard
cause
they
a
keep
feud.
trying to work on the Connor thing. Good luck. You got to get Dana involved.
Well, you say that, I know I do see a point in there, but you've got the prime relationship with the main sponsor of the UFC. So you already got some sort of relationship there with Dana White. So it's not
Well,
easy to
Prime
but
pays
it's different.
Dana to be there, but Dana's not going to go, oh, thanks for being a sponsor here, our main drink sponsor. Here's Conor McGregor.
Oh,
No,
of
dude.
course not. Of course not. But you got some sort of the first step is done. You know the person, you can talk to them straight away. It's not like impossible reaching out and trying to go through someone. So it is a little bit easier in my eyes.
I mean, you're talking about multi-million dollar business. I don't know how easy it is, Fred. I don't think, oh, well, because we know Prime is a sponsor, we can talk to Dana. He'll understand. Come on. It was tough for them to get the Floyd Mayweather thing done, and that thing did crazy numbers for them. Here's my point. I'm not saying they can't do it, but if Connor can sell 1.5 to 2 million pay-per-views with the UFC, why would they let go of him and go to Prime and do all the whole thing with Misfits? And then have to take a percentage of that pay-per-view and not the full thing.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, that's fair. You got a few different points there. The time's about to run out. We've got about 7 minutes left. Let's talk about this. Your 24-hour live stream you're doing for the Prime
Woo!
Card. How many
Yes.
guests you're gonna have coming in? You're gonna build your set, have food coming in, take toilet breaks. There's a lot of moving parts here, I feel.
Yeah, so we rented out a warehouse. Um, it's got full bathroom facility, full like rest area. We're gonna bring some furniture in, all that. Right now, I think we're at like 7 or 8 guests. Um, and we're trying to get more. Some in person, some over the Zoom machine. But yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. We got a dude. I just got a call this morning about a massive sponsor for that thing, and I'm so pumped for it. I did not think we were gonna get that deal done, but it's done. So
Is
that's
it
dope.
streamed? Is it streamed on Kick or on YouTube?
No, we're gonna be on YouTube.
Okay, so is Kick done or
No, no, I do my kick stuff, but I try to keep it. It's tough because I ended up it bleeds together, but I try to keep it away from just influencer boxing. I try to do more than just that with it. Like I'll probably go live today, but that I try to do like I play video games over there. I talk about other YouTube shit. We just kind of fuck around over there. But yeah, I'll still be on YouTube doing the fight streams.
when the fight's going on, KS Tommy, how many concurrents does your live do?
I don't know. We did 60 for Tommy and Jake.
Oh wow, okay. I reckon I
Yeah.
can get to about 80 then. 80 to 90.
See,
100, that'd be
see.
badass. I probably it
There's a
might
there's a
never
there's
know.
a there's a clause in the contract that I just signed that is dependent upon some of that. So we'll see.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. But for fight week, will you be doing any content around the fight week at all, interviewing fighters or anything like that?
Yeah, yeah, I won't be there obviously, but we're trying to get someone hired to do this. Thought I had something done, doesn't look like I do, so still trying to figure that out. But yeah, we should have a representative there from the breakdown, hopefully.
But do you think you'll have any into any fighters on your channel or anything like that?
Bro, who's gonna Fred? I'm apparently the fucking joker in this scene now. I've been blackballed by the entire community. Who is gonna do interviews with Wade Plim?
What do you
Not happening.
mean? You're literally the biggest one of the biggest people in the scene, Wade.
Logan's afraid to say my name. KSI obviously has issues with me for some reason.
Oh, thank
I don't
you.
even know.
Perfect. There we go. I've been waiting about 36 minutes for a good title. And there we go. Continue.
I don't know if Tommy Fury even knows who I am. Although it would be so fun to interview him. Um, yeah, the other guys definitely I could. Like I would love to get Kenny on, talk to him. 8C. We'll get some people on the breakdown for sure. But the main like I've been trying to work on something with Dylan for a while. It's just I can't get him. But the main guys are there's no shot they're coming and doing interviews with me, and I understand it. It is what it is, but nah.
How many views would an interview of you and KSI do on your channel?
If it was
Right.
in person,
Yeah.
1 million.
I reckon like
If
1.
it was like if it was like
1.5, I
Zoom,
reckon.
it probably wouldn't hit the same. I would do it. I would fly out there and interview him.
Have you not had a video that's done 1 million views yet, Wade?
No, not I mean a live stream, yeah.
Christian, Wade, Leo, what's going on, man? The Fred is Fine channel. We got the video of 1 million views.
Fred, you stand there with a microphone and the guy in the thing is the easiest million you could get, bro. What are you saying?
Yeah.
We gotta
Oh,
we gotta
100%.
we gotta work over here a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We gotta create some content
We
over
actually
here.
have
We
to
don't
do
just
work,
walk
Fred.
up.
We didn't just rely on
Hey,
other
what's going
people.
on, man? Nice fight. What are you saying? Okay, cool. We got to do some different stuff over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, your videos, like Fred, my videos actually require editing. We didn't just cut the start, cut the end. You
Well,
know,
we got to put
we
some
have to
visual
do work
cues
on
in
our channel,
there.
Fred.
We don't get KSI just smiling on camera every time. We don't get Mims Taylor. Yo, Mims, can I interview KSI this week? It's all good. You know, we don't get all that. We don't get all those privileges you got these days. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Listen,
wow,
I know it's hot in there. You sweating all of a sudden. What happened? Now you red and sweating. What's good? What happened?
it's all these personalized childish hoodies, and
Seems like it, man. It
I
must be
get, you
nice
know.
just getting all these gifts, man. I guess I got to start kissing more ass. I don't know, dude.
Well, hang on a second. Didn't Childish actually send you a bunch of gear though, all the way back?
Yeah, you know what? Shout out to Jay. He did send me some stuff, man.
But to be fair though, it wasn't
You got some new red though, huh?
yeah, it got some more. It was
Is it safe
personalized
red on
stuff
there?
here. Yeah, down here it
Let's
says
go, dude.
child
Let's
Fred there.
go.
You know,
They were made after 1995. You weren't even born yet, fool.
that's the Childish and like Fred collab. You
I
know.
know. That's what I'm saying, though. You weren't even born. They had the company before you were born. That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess. I guess. Anyway, clothing for you, Wade. I'm trying to think of more business stuff for you. W clothing. What happened to that?
Bro, there's so much shit. W clothing right now is on the back burner, if not dead. I've not taken any time to like even put any effort into that.
But if
We're
you
trying to get some stuff done.
design special shirts for your live stream and you're actually wearing the t-shirt on the stream,
Yeah, we were
what
thinking
type of
about that.
exposure you get from that? It's crazy. It seems a waste not to do it almost.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing something like that, but mainly I've just wanted to push the breakdown so much that I think we're gonna go in that direction more.
Or even selling the breakdown like t-shirts
That's
you're
what I'm saying. Yeah, we have it. We just got a new design. Christian and I have been working on for the breakdown logo. We're gonna. I probably should do it today. I got a meeting with a what's it called, distributor, that we got to talk about it. So we'll see.
I'll get one. It has to be red. Right, I'll get one. I'll get one.
I don't think we're gonna do
Make
them
one
in
for
red,
Peyton.
but I might do a special one in red just for you, Fred. I don't know if we're gonna do any in red, but if we do, I'll get you one.
When do I see you next though, Wade? Do you think Jake Paul will fight again this year? We've got 1 minute left in the Zoom. Do you reckon he will?
I don't know. Maybe.
So I'll see you in person next year, I guess. That's true.
Never again, Fred. I'm never seeing you again. It's over.
You're like Christian.
Wow.
Leo, we finally got rid of him. We got rid of him finally. After all these years, after 3 years.
They tried. They finally got me.
Awesome, Wade. That's a wrap. Thank you so much, then.
Free throw.